Hey y'all, I'm Jay. The purpose of this channel, the purpose of this conversation is to help other people that may be going through some life-changing, life-altering events at this time, to help give you courage, purpose, and ideas of things that you can do to take care of your mental health during these situations. Because as we know, our mental health is just as important, if not more important, than our physical health. Everything starts mentally with us. So we have to make sure that we're okay mentally before we're able to move forward, before we're able to even take care of our physical health. So that was very important to me. And I really wanted to share my journey and share some of the things that I did to really help with my mental health and really help me move forward after a major life-changing event over 50. So yeah, you've seen it, you read the title. I was laid off after 25 years in the tech industry. I was on the retail sales side. I was a retail sales manager in the tech industry for 25 years. And I was laid off unexpectedly. So much so, I was actually on a leave of absence from a knee surgery. And I had never taken that type of time off, to take care of myself, to do something for my physical health, for my quality of life, for my well-being. And I got the call while I was on leave, actually getting ready to come back. And we were restructuring and blah 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 blah. You guys know how that goes. And yeah, they let me go. And it was a difficult time. It was a difficult emotional time for me because, one, like I said, I was going through knee surgery. And if any of you've had knee surgery or been through it, that is no joke. It takes a toll on you mentally. It takes a toll on you physically. So I was already, in a vulnerable space. And then to get that call, it really took a toll on me mentally. But the good part, it wasn't for a long period of time. And that's why I want to talk to you guys, because just because we're over 50, just because, a job let us go, and you'll go through the feelings of, rejection and anger and why did they do this to me? Is it because I'm too old now? And, you'll have all those type of feelings, but you don't have to stay in it. Like they say, when you're in the storm, keep moving. That's why they say move through the storm. Don't just stand still. You don't have to stay in those dark emotions, and there's things that you can do to get out of them. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, like some of the stuff that I did just to get out of those emotions, to be able to move forward, to be able to dream again, and, find my purpose. Because I always knew working in corporate America was not my purpose. That was not my calling. That was not what God called me to do. But, I did it, and I'm not saying that it's all negative, because I do believe that it was part of my journey. It was part of what I needed to do to find myself, to cultivate the skills that I learned along the way, the ability to talk to people, to manage people, to do certain things. I think that's helpful just going forward in life anyway. So like I said, it wasn't that it was all bad. And I met some of the most awesome people, through those years. There's still people that are still in my life, people that I love dearly, that's like family to me. We still talk to this day. We laugh, cry, pray together and everything else. So not that it was all negative, but like I said, I just knew that wasn't my purpose and that wasn't my calling. So, and I do believe, and especially in my situation, it was in divine order, because sometimes God wants to move us because we're not moving. You pray for things, but you're not putting in action what you need to put in action to get to what you're praying for. So sometimes God, because he's such a good God, I believe that he moves us so that he can get us into our next, so he can push us into our next season. And push us into what our calling is most of the time, like what our purpose is, what we were here for, what we were put on earth to do. So I do believe in my situation that God called it to happen because I know what I was praying for. During the time that I was off, for a few months with the knee surgery. I was watching like van life people, off-grid livers, and people who have built communities, bought land and built communities and didn't, depend on the government for anything. They were out of the rat race. They were self-sufficient. They were living off the land and, just off resources and things that they learned. And I love that. Like I was looking at that and I was like, man, I want to be free like that. I want that type of freedom. I want to be able to get out of the rat race. You have to get up and be intentional about your day, be intentional about what you do, be intentional about how you approach it, and not waddle in what's happened or waddle in the change or be afraid of the change. Because a lot of times that depression and anxiety is just fear. It's just fear. It's fear of the unknown. It's fear of the future. It's fear of failure. It's fear of, not ever finding your purpose. That's what that is. But if you, again, lean on God, lean on your faith, lean on who you are, lean on yourself, being intentional with yourself, it'll make a difference on how you approach the day. So hopefully that will help some of you also, because we don't have to be stuck. We don't have to be stagnant. It's a lot that we can do at these ages. I'm still moving. I got my knee done. I'm ready. I'm not ready to sit down. It's a lot I want to do. And I'm going to create the life that enables me to do the things that I want to do, to enable me to do the things I dreamed of, because it's never too late to dream, to grow, and even begin again if that's the case. It's not ever too late. If you still got breath in your body, if you still can get up every morning, you can dream. If you can't get up, you can lay in the bed and make stuff happen nowadays. It's a lot that you can do. So be intentional about your day. Another thing I did was embrace the freedom. Just embrace the freedom that you now have. I don't know about some of you, and I know a lot of you probably been working most of your life. I've been working since I was 14, 15 years old. And like I said, now I'm over 50. And I can't tell you how many family events, birthday parties, baby showers, weddings, you name it, that I had to miss because of my job, because I had to work. I didn't have the freedom of my life, of my schedule, of my days, of my weekends. We think we have control of our life, but when you really look at it, it's a lot of other things that sometimes take control of those things that we think we have control over. I couldn't decide everywhere I wanted to go and when I wanted to go. I had to go to work. And so I started embracing the freedom of it. And I would encourage you all to do some of the same things. Get out there, enjoy yourself, move. You see, I'm in my little gazebo, I've got the backyard together, put it up, things that I would have had to tell my husband to do and come home from work and it's done, but it was good being a part of it. It was good, working around the house and just having goals and fulfilling them, accomplishing them without being dictated by, what someone else wanted me to do. Another thing that I did is start working on changing my identity. And what I mean by that, because, a lot of times, and most times, our identity is tied to our job. It's tied to our roles, whether it's mother, wife, grandmother, daughter, granddaughter, father, husband, son, whatever the case may be. And I had to reclaim my identity. I had to rethink my identity, and really give myself I am statements of who I wanted to be. I am a person who saves money. I am a person who works out and takes care of my health. I am a person who's not afraid to do new things. I am a person who's refreshing my life, who's started my second half with peace and love and joy. I am a person who's going to have freedom in this life. Like, I started to proclaim those things daily to myself. Sometimes out loud, sometimes in my head, but I would just say those things, especially when it was something that I was focusing on at the time or thinking about. I would proclaim that's who I am. And even if I'm not those things yet, then I had time to study them, study people who were those things. What were some of the things that they did to be that? What were some of the habits they had? What were some of the things that they were doing to cultivate that type of life, to live, I just encourage you all to try to do these things. Pray and meditate. Find your new identity. Get up, get moving. Get your body moving. Dream again. Think about some things that you're good at, because you are good at something. It's something that you are good at. Do it. Do it to the best, or teach somebody else how to do it. Find you a way to make a digital product out of it and give somebody the information on what they need to get it done in their lives. All those kind of things, I believe, if we just take the first step, that's why I said faith without works is dead. Just take a few steps and watch what God does. I'm excited about my future. I'm excited about what He has planned for me and you. So let's go on this journey to grow, love, learn, laugh, cry, whatever we need to do together. But one thing about it, we're going to be reinvented. We're going to be renewed, refreshed, and we're going to walk in our purpose. So if anything I said blessed you, motivated you, encouraged you, made you feel better, made you smile, I would encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be coming back with more videos like this, sharing my journey. I will get more into the story also around my layoff, because it is a story. So I'll get more into those details in another video. But this one's just about motivating and encouraging and letting you know what I did to take care of my mental health in this process. And hopefully it helps you guys. If it helps one person, then that's all, that's all it is. That's what we come to do. So I just thank you all for listening. I thank you all for being here, for just letting me talk and letting me encourage you if I did. So again, we're here for peace. We're here for love, joy, our reinvention after 50, our refresh, our restart, chasing our dreams, our goals, finding ourselves, finding our purpose. That's what we're all about. So we're going to be a peace tribe, a freedom tribe. We'll be something, but we'll figure that out later. But for right now, just thank you guys for being here. Like, comment, and subscribe so you'll be there for the next video. Get the notification when I upload. And I love you guys. I'm here for sisterly love for whoever needs it. So love you with the love of God. Peace.